we now continue the cool summer, top 5 list here because at this time of the year, not a lot of action is going on, so we can have some fun here with these types of discussions. And we're going to look at here the sophomores, the second-year players for Alabama that U.S. fans, y'all want to see tear it up, y'all want to see dominate, you guys want to see these individuals have major success on the field. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to actually pull Malachi Moore and Will Anderson out for a minute because we saw both of those two ball out last year. We saw a lot of both of them. Both of those two were big time. Both of those two freshman All-SEC, freshman All-American. Malachi Moore, second team All-SEC. We saw a lot of Anderson and Moore. Saw a lot of both of them. So the expectation for those two, it's already high. So we don't necessarily have to talk about those two. This topic becomes the other guys that we did not see enough of last year that can do the big boy thing like Malachi Moore and like Will Anderson. So here we go here. Top 5 sophomore second-year players, according to yours truly, that U.S. fans want to see ball out in the fall from 5 to 1. At number 5, Brian Branch in the secondary. Brian Branch, defensive back, you guys are ready to see him. And this is a young man of whom, when he left Sandy Creek High School in Georgia, he left as the program's all-time leader for interceptions. You watch his high school tape, he is a ball hawk, he is a ball magnet. He attacks the football, and when the ball hits his hands, he knows how to go coast to coast with it and take it to the crib. He is a high-volume interceptions type of guy. Now, he did play in 11 games last year. He made 2 starts in the college football playoff against Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl and, of course, Ohio State in the national championship game. In discussing him, he had 27 tackles a season ago, 7 pass breakups, 2 interceptions there, for him. And when you just look at Branch in the upcoming season here, Bama's got to have a way to get him on the field. Nick Saban has got to find a way to get him on the field, either as a starter, I would like to see him be a starter, but at least as a huge contributor, just getting major minutes here, whether, first guy off the bench, especially when you talk about the Alabama nickel package, which they run, 90% of their defense out of nickel. They do go some dime, they do go some 3-4, but, Nick Saban only goes dime if he absolutely has to. He can nickel you all day long, so where nickel is the majority of the defensive sets that Alabama runs, you want to see Brian Branch out there more so on the field in that nickel package. He attacks the ball. He plays well in run support. He can create turnovers. Big-time playmaker. Number 5, Brian Branch. U.S. fans want to see this young man on the field. Going on down from 5 to 4 here, Drew Sanders, an outside linebacker. People are ready to see Drew Sanders, the Captain America, because he looks like Captain America, of Alabama football on this field. And even though after the spring game, when I got a chance to speak to Coach Saban, he mentioned how Chris Braswell is somebody of whom Alabama has to find a role for because of his performance on A-Day. 5 tackles, 3 of those for loss, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble that Jalen Moody recovered for a touchdown. As good as Braswell is, and Chris Braswell is a big-time factor, you want to see Drew Sanders. U.S. fans, y'all are like, is it Drew time? Is it Sanders time? He was such a beast in high school out of Texas. He was just a killer, a madman. Can we see Drew Sanders with Will Anderson together on this field? He's been putting in a lot of effort in the weight room. He's putting in a lot of effort here working with Dr. Matt Ray on the speed side of things. Of course, Sal Sunseri, really likes Drew at outside linebacker. So Drew Sanders, number 4, a guy that U.S. fans, is a sophomore, second year for him. Y'all want to see him break out, get on that field, and do some special things. As we go to our third guy, Big Tim Smith on the D line. We had a call coming in. We had a call that came in on Wednesday talking about, Steven, does Bama have those D linemen that can pressure up the middle, that can stop the run, that can get to the quarterback? Because we haven't had the D linemen really do this since, the guys like Payne and Quinnen Williams and those guys. So do we have those defensive linemen? You're looking at one right now. Tim Smith is that type of lineman. That dude, quick, athletic, smooth, agile, fearsome. When he got on the field at times last season, you saw big-time plays from number 50. Whether he was stuffing the run, whether he was forcing fumbles, whether he was getting tackles for loss, whether he was pressuring quarterbacks, you saw quite a bit there from Big 50 when he did get on the field. And in the spring game, he was running Paul Tyson all around the field. So Tim Smith, Big 50, second year, sophomore, keep your eyes on him in the middle of that defense. Young man from Florida can flat out play. Number 2 here, sophomore, Jace McLellan, offensively now. Jace McLellan, and last season, we saw the burst. We saw the speed. We saw the athleticism. We saw the explosiveness, especially on the 80-yard touchdown run against Arkansas on the road. We also saw him against Kentucky, where he led the team, 10 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. So Jace can do a little bit of everything. He can do it all here. And right now he's pushing Brian Robinson to maybe even potentially be the number 1 back here in the rotation. He's been working with Brad Lester, who is an athletic trainer, an athletic coach for the Speed Genius Factory down there in Atlanta. So McLellan, the little bit we saw of him in 2020, we enjoyed it, we liked it, we appreciated it, but now we want to see more. Now we want to see more of what McLellan can bring to the table. In the spring game, he had 108 total yards offensively. He led the second team group with Paul Tyson at quarterback in the receiving aspect. So number 2, Jace McLellan, keep your eyes on him. And number 1, self-explanatory, it's Bryce Young. And who else? It's Bryce Young at quarterback. And this dude right here, we saw Saban talk about it the entire spring. He's got command of the offense. He's taking charge. He's the man now. He's being vocal. He's understanding what it takes to have everybody bought in and sold in on him. Had a strong spring game, 25 of 44 passing, 333 yards, 1 touchdown. Led White to a 13-10 victory over Crimson. Was the Dixie Howell Memorial. It was the Dixie Howell Most Valuable Player of the game. Young was, and he has spent some time back in California working with the 3D quarterback training group with the esteemed coach Taylor Kelly. They've gotten him even stronger with the mechanics, even stronger with placing the football, stronger with the accuracy, stronger with the precision. So, Bryce Young, everybody is ready to see, this was a 5-star guy that Bama brought in from California. You guys want to see the magic. All the magic, all the playmaking ability, all of the big-time skill set. You want to see it on the field. Now, the good thing here in Bryce Young's cap is, under Nick Saban, the majority of, or quite a few of first-year starting quarterbacks, they go on to win national championships in year 1. 2009, Greg McElroy, national championship, first-year starting quarterback. 2011, A.J. McCarron, national championship, first-year starting quarterback. Jacob Coker, 2015, national championship, first-year starting quarterback at Alabama. Mac Jones, this past season, national championship, first-year starting quarterback for the Crimson Tide. So we've seen this happen before. So this is a good track record. This is good information for Bryce Young because he's going into first-year starting quarterback. Here's his opportunity to capture him a national championship. You guys ready to see Big 9 get this thing done on the field?